What is going on, everybody? How are we doing tonight on a wonderful Sunday, right? A week from Father's Day for all of you fathers out there. Can't wait, next Sunday, Father's Day. So fun Sunday night, guys. We're going to do giveaways. We're going to unbox a Seinfeld box. Very cool. All the Seinfeld pops starting to come out this week, and people finding those mini moments, and all the Kramers and things like that. So I figure best way to do it is do a Seinfeld box. And then at 10 o'clock, an awesome guest, Mike, Dark Parlor Originals. If you guys have not checked out Dark Parlor Originals, I highly recommend you go do it. Check it out. It's an incredible website for autographed Funko Pops. You've seen me unbox them. You see other people unbox them. Here's just some I had just sitting around, you know. How about a Jane Levison? Very cool. And of course, these awesome little stickers that come with it. JSA. So there's another one. Here's one of my favorite ones. This is one of the ones I just got in from Dark Parlor. Mary Sanderson, Kathy Najimy from Hocus Pocus. Again, going to be a Hocus Pocus 2 coming soon. And then I Smell Children. I just think it's awesome. It's an incredible pop. And there you can sort of see some pictures of her from the signing. Very cool. DarkParlorOriginals.com. Check it out. And gives you guys an opportunity to ask any sort of questions. If you haven't seen, big news from Dark Parlor is they're doing a signing with Michael J. Fox. Insane. For people that are looking for that. Also a future second one that they're doing with Christopher Lloyd, and you can get a combo where you can get Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd to sign items together, which is a very rare feat, not really seen too often. So awesome stuff. Check out Dark Parlor, not only for the wrestling, for the horror, for the pop culture, insane stuff. And we'll show the website. Actually, let's do it now. Here we go. Add that to the stream, and then here you go. Here's the website, guys. DarkParlorOriginals.com. There you can see the Kathy Najimy that I have, and well as all the other stuff. I mean, Tobin Bell is there. You look down here, WWE Ted DiBiase, which sits behind me, Otis, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and the list goes on and on. There is the Jan Levison, Melora Hardin, Ralph Macchio. He just completed a signing with Ralph Macchio this past week. One coming up with William Zabka, again from Karate Kid / Cobra Kai. Biff Tannen is there. And then here is the pre-orders for Christopher Lloyd, which I believe will ship sometime in October. And then Michael J. Fox. And you're going to get pops, you know. He has the pops, the OG pop. And I believe it's a futuristic pop of Marty McFly you can get signed. That is really cool. And I think for the first time ever, it's offered where it's an inscription. Michael J. Fox doesn't really do inscriptions. And granted, it's not cheap to have an inscription by him. But if you want an inscription of Marty, he will do it. It does raise the price a little bit. But that's Michael J. Fox. You know, Michael J. Fox, not cheap. So definitely check out Dark Parlor. And you guys have questions for him, great opportunity to ask him. He will be here at 10 o'clock. And so maybe some people don't know, he used to run a very prominent wrestling subscription box. It was bought out a few years ago, but was really good. One of the top-notch box for people that don't know. Oh, there we go. Grown Kids TV. What is going on, guys? How are you guys doing? Ness, how are you? Tats, DC Pops, again, great mystery box battle you guys saw last night with the Taco Man, and Daniel came to join us. Don't forget, he is dropping a mystery box sometime this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. Follow on Instagram, DC Pops _collectibles, so definitely check him out. Two boys in their Pops, two boys. Eric going to join me in a few weeks, so definitely check. Shouts out to him. Oh, yeah, absolutely, guys. And you know, Grown Kids TV, anytime you guys are, I know you guys are dabbling with the lives right now. Anytime you want to come join me on a Sunday night, the offer is definitely there. Mystery boxes, some very cool mystery boxes drop. If you love the big boy boxes, Funko Kings dropped an $850 mystery box last night. Top hit is one of my personal all-time would love to have grails of a glow Mike Wazowski. So very tempting to get those boxes. If you want to get a box though, I think it's $8.50 and I think it's $8.25 guaranteed on those. Use code Luau10, save 10%, or use Grown Kids TV. They have a discount code, and it takes 10% off mystery boxes, which you don't see that often. So shouts out to them. Funko Kings, very, very cool mystery box. And Smile dropped a $100 surprise totally blind mystery box tonight. So that's going to be kind of cool. Looking forward to that. We was able to get one or two of those. Thought we'd open a little letter. This is from Mama J and Spectre. Big shouts out to them. Of course, doing the collectible swap again for people that join that. And let's see, what did we get? Ooh, collectible swap 6. This is the Kraken sticker from Mama J. Thank you for your additional donation. Here is your sticker. Did you score a limited chase holo? I think maybe. Wow. Also on Mama J's Teespring, there are shirts and the lowest cost allowed for a limited time. And here we go. The collectible swap 6, the Kraken. So very, very cool. Shouts out to everyone that is going to be involved in the collectible swap. And if you haven't already, think about doing it. There's a couple that happen every single year. So it's fun. It's fun. Also, big shouts out to another one of my favorites. How about a little Pops with Purpose mystery boxes that dropped, clean out the shelves. Again, you know, different stuff, different stuff. We do have one, Kenneth Bird, a winner last week, wanted to spin the prize wheel. So let's do that. Oh. All right, Kenneth, here we go. We're going to spin the wheel for you. And Luau pins, $100 mystery boxes in there, all sorts of stuff. Are we ready? Let me sit it up here. All right, Kenneth, are we ready? Good luck. And for Kenneth, it is going to land on an anything mystery box. So congratulations, Kenneth, on an anything mystery box. You know how to get a hold of me on Instagram. Let me know. And all I need is a shipping address, and I will send one of those off to you. Also, big shouts out to Mama J. Thank you so much. And how about the announcement? Not confirmed announcements, but they did show some possible more Up Funko Pops coming. I've heard of a possible movie moments thing where Carl and Ellie, when they were first getting like married and they're working at the zoo with the balloon cart, I've heard that's a possible one. I've heard there's going to be 1 to 3 different Dougs, another Russell, and another Carl. So I've heard this. We'll have to wait and see if it comes to fruition. I've heard SDCC. We'll see. We'll see. Definitely looking forward to possibly Up Pops, as that is a set that I have complete. One of my favorites. I love Up. I love it, love it, love it. Oh, and Kenneth is in the chat. Yes, awesome. Kenneth, yes. Congratulations. All right. Are we ready to get to some giveaways? Why don't we do a box first? We'll do a box first. Also, I will tell you that for people that follow me on Whatnot, my next Whatnot auction is Wednesday, the 30th of June, 7 p.m. However, today started the release of mystery boxes. So we released a 3 Funko Soda mystery box, which has cool stuff. It was 25 boxes. You get 3 open sodas per box, 33 bucks. So that's 11 bucks a soda, which isn't bad. Pretty good hits. Every box has 3 different sodas. Some of them have sealed sodas. There are, I think, 4 to 5 chases in there. There are 2 $25 Apple gift cards. There's 1 Poppin' Candy sticker in there that'll win someone a Poppin' Candy. And there's a $50 mystery box sticker in there. So I think we're over halfway sold out on those. There are 5 damaged mystery boxes that were released over value. And I think there were some t-shirts. People that love the Funko tees. There were 2 t-shirt packs, all listed on the Whatnot app under my auction page. So if you're interested in soda mystery boxes or those, check it out. More mystery boxes going to come this week. I don't know if people have asked, will I do another Grail mystery box? And I haven't made my mind up on that one yet. Maybe, maybe not. But people love the $40 and $50 mystery boxes with 4 pops. So we'll probably be able to do maybe like 5 or 10 of those. So probably will release this week, and you can buy them, and they ship all right away. You don't have to wait till the 30th of the month when the auction happens. They ship now. So if you're interested, check it out. All right, here we go. Culture Fly. So Seinfeld really taking over the Funko landscape this past week. People would have gotten your all of your orders from the Funko shop for the 3 Kramer exclusives. Amazon has a Kramer exclusive. How about this? Oh, just because I have this sitting here. The Target. The Kramer. This is a pretty cool one, I'll be honest with you. It's really, really neat. Target exclusive on this one. I think there's the only one I have left to get is I think the Walmart Jerry is the only one left to for me to get, but tons of cool Seinfeld stuff. This is a cool box. Culture Fly. If you've never checked them out, it is like a monthly subscription box, and it comes quarterly. So it's not, I said monthly. It's not monthly. It's a quarterly box. So you get it about 4 times a year. They just released a Star Wars one. So if you're interested, go to culturefly.com. Check them out. They're very, very cool. We opened one. This is only the second Seinfeld box they've ever had in there. It gives you a good idea. Also, how about Larry Thomas at Funko Hollywood this past week signing Funko Pops again? Yev Kassem, we all know him as the Soup Nazi, and was signing them, not only his name, but some of them were signed "No Soup for You," "No Funko for You," which is awesome. So, as well as tons of other ones. We have Dennis Rodman autographed Funko Pop was released at Plastic Empire this past week. If you love the Goonies, and I forget the store, big shouts out to Teresa. Teresa let me know. Sean Astin Goonies Pops were released this past week. So some very cool stuff. All right. So this just gives you a look of all the stuff that comes in this box. I think I'll sit it right here so you can see. All right. So a little card. So first thing up, how about who doesn't remember the episode with Kramer and the turkey? Mini wood cutting board, Kramer as the turkey. So that's cool. And it's wood. So very, very nice. Very nice. I like that. Again, Culture Fly. They have tons of other boxes. As you can see, Friends, Seinfeld, now Star Wars. Very, very cool. We have the Big Salad pin. I vaguely remember that one. We have, it looks like a shirt. Cremerica Industries. So I remember this one. Very cool. I like that. I like that. Very cool stuff. I'm telling you, Culture Fly, not bad at all. The Little Jerry kitchen timer. Who doesn't remember Little Jerry? It looks like a little Seinfeld bandana. This is a good one. Look to the cookie. Look to the cookie. The black and white, the cookie. And then we round it out with, speaking of good old Yev Kassem, for the No Soup for You ceramic bowl with spoon. This stuff, I'm telling you, I really, really like it. This is only the second ever Seinfeld box, and it's well worth it. I forget what they cost. I don't know if it's 40, 50 bucks shipped or something like that, but you only get it every quarter. But they did me dirty on this one. I'm not going to be able to get this out easily. All right, here we go. Here we go. It's coming. It's coming. All right, so. Oh, and it's a porcelain spoon. No soup for you with a little spoon. That's awesome. Awesome stuff. Again, if you guys want to get one of those, definitely check it out. Culturefly.com. Put some of this over there. And speaking of Seinfeld, if you've not checked it out, one of the biggest fans of Seinfeld is, of course, the BPH, the Bearded Pop Hunter. And he did a special one for his pin this month. If you've not checked out his other pins, they're still available. Check out his Etsy store. But here it is. It is the Beard Nazi. So there it is. It's the Soup Nazi, but it is the BPH as Yev Kasem. Very, very cool. Of course, he is collecting those little mini moments, I think is what they're called. $8, trying to get chases. I have the whole set, except for whatever reason, Newman hasn't. I haven't got my Newman yet. And I got one chase, and I'm happy with it. I got the Kramer chase. I'm not chasing those. No way. Let's see. What else we got, guys? Pop in hand. How are you guys? TNT Pops. Yes, hit the like button. Much appreciated. And get your guys' questions. Not often that you get to talk to someone like Dark Parlor Originals, who's doing so many awesome stuff with autograph signings. For people that love your autograph Funko Pops or autographs in general. Scream. I'm really looking forward. He's doing a big Scream cast signing. So very, very tough to do that. He has that coming up. And you were able to get inscriptions. So I actually got, I think it's 11 by 14 movie poster for Scream. And I got every single person, Nev Campbell, Matthew Lillard, Skeet Ulrich, and I think it's Jamie Kennedy, I believe. And I was able to get inscriptions from every single one of them. When that piece comes, that's going to be insane. I can't wait to get that. That's awesome. As well as Mike's really doing a great job with The Office. You know, and not many people, I mean, there is like a website that does Office stuff, but I mean, really, really has done great stuff with The Office and did Rainn Wilson this past year. Insane. All right, but I do have something. Again, I thank everyone that is a Patreon that supports the channel, supports the giveaways and everything we do. And I always like to show the video. I didn't have it last week, but this is the new Patreon/channel members video for the month of June. Again, thank you all for supporting the giveaways. And of course, you get something with Patreon. We just did a members only live last Thursday night. We'll probably round it up and maybe go a little later so more of you guys can see it for next month. But this is for all the patrons. I thank you. And we do it always in the form of a video. And if you want to join Patreon or channel membership, get some cool stuff. Poppin' Candy is available. Check it out. It's on the bottom of all the videos. And here we go. The Patreon video for the month of June. And back again. Again, thank you to all the patrons. Thank you so much, guys. Much appreciated. Awesome. And again, if you want to join Patreon channel membership, it's on below all the videos. I did see some questions. I got to meet David Arquette at WrestleCon. Very cool. I think David Arquette's pretty cool. He'd be something. Is there guests that are harder to get? all you can do is ask people, Nadia. That's it. Most times, I mean, there are a few people I've asked that I never hear back from. There's a couple people that have said that coming on live just isn't their ball game. It's not their thing. So it's just a wide range. It all depends. It all depends. So, but yeah, there's times people that I have not gotten that I would have loved to get. There's others that I have gotten that just, it's awesome. I mean, you get Dark Parlor, to have gotten Zobi in the past, Smy. There's a couple other companies that I hold out for that, in the future, I think it'd be really cool. And Erica, you can get them. Go to Dark Parlor Originals, guys. Stuff's still up there. The horror, I know Eric loves his horror. Still up there. Michael Myers, Kane Hodder from Jason, still up there. And then more stuff is coming out. I don't think Mike can tell us everything that's coming in the future, because there's contractual things like that with stars. But, I think there's some questions that we can definitely ask, and he is just tearing it up. I mean, honestly, from where they started a couple years ago when they got rid of that to where they are now, it's insane. It's insane. And to get Michael J. Fox, to have gotten The Undertaker not once, but twice, Hulk Hogan, oh, man. I mean, all the Office people, some of these Office people in the cast Office don't sign. They don't sign. They don't. And he's gotten them. So I think that's awesome. Remember, guys, link up darkparlororiginals.com is the website. Nightshade, let me look. I'll look. I take it from the thing, so sometimes it gets weird with that one. So I will look, Lori. I will look. I just take screenshots right from YouTube, so I'll make sure it's on there. I'll double check. Oh, did the voice of Mojo Jojo on Powerpuff. That's interesting. I didn't know that. All right, let's get to some giveaways. We got the weekly giveaway. Here we go. All right, so weekly giveaway this week is, we have $30 PayPal credit, head-to-head battle, if you feel lucky, mystery box, a wrestling mystery box, if you love the wrestling. We have a soda mystery box. Again, if you want some awesome soda stuff, check out the Whatnot auction. And an anything mystery box. Those are the prizes. Are we ready? Okie dokie. I got my pen so I can keep track of the book because it sucks getting old. All right, here we go. Winner number one is going to be, congratulations. How about Peanut Butter 524? Peanut Butter, what is going on, my friend? You know how to get a hold of me, and we always do it in pop drunk style. You can reach me on Instagram at _Luau_23. And if you guys weren't listening last night, when we and Sean had our battles, which will be on Saturday nights for right now. We'll see in the future how that changes. Maybe football season, we go back to a weeknight. We are getting closer to another battle with Pop Drunk, Heather, and Ed, and the Taco Man, and myself with Pop Drunk Rules. You've seen it twice already. It's time for number 3. It's coming very, very soon. Once Ed's ready to bring out the booze, those events will happen again. If you remember seeing those can be quite interesting. Quite interesting. All right, let's pick another winner. And winner number 2 of this week is going to go to, hey, Eric, 2 boys and their pops. Eric, congratulations. Eric, you know how to get a hold of me. Hit me up on Instagram. Let me know what prize you would like. And we'll go from there. Let me put this down here. Boom. All right, there's that. And again, guys, do not forget, this is the website. You want to go to darkparlororiginals.com. And these are all things that are still available and ship right away. So all this stuff has been signed. The Linda Blair autograph Funko Pop. Kane Hodder. Again, Kathy Najimy, which you've seen me have here. Very, very cool. Linda Blair is very cool, too. You look down at wrestling, he's also has these great little, almost like comic book covers that are done. I think they're very cool. Kevin Owens, Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. Actually, like, I have one here, and he actually has, everyone's got a price inscribed on it. I love it. I think it's really cool. You can get some extras of Ralph Macchio, which he just had signed. And that's an incredible price, actually, for Ralph Macchio. William Zabka on his way. That's a pre-order. Again, very cool. I think you can get the inscription Johnny, if I'm not mistaken. You can get Tom Wilson, Biff Tannen, for people that love the Back to the Future. And if you really love Back to the Future, you can hop here. Christopher Lloyd, which will be his second signing with Christopher Lloyd. Michael J. Fox, which is just awesome. I mean, you look at this, you can even get a combo if you wanted an item signed by both, which is awesome. And again, you can get William Zabka, all pre-orders that are up right now. And you can also look at horror and all the stuff that they have. It's just incredible. DarkParlorOriginals.com. Beautiful, beautiful stuff, guys. All right. So while we wait, how's everyone doing? Any other news? Any other things? Again, Seinfeld pops out. Starting to hear the rumors of SDCC. We'll have to wait and see. I'm excited for Up. I'm excited for that. Mighty Ducks. I'm starting to get the Mighty Ducks together. So very, very cool. I love my Mighty Ducks. Eric, how are you? And again, congrats for 2 boys and their pops. It's awesome. Nightshade, how is Canada? Yeah, I don't think any other thing really too much in the pop world, guys. I mean, Seinfeld was the big thing this past week. A lot of people getting the Seinfeld, an awesome one. And maybe Mike can work on that. Work on Seinfeld. That would be a tough one. That'd be a tough one. I know people are talking, would Seinfeld ever do like a reunion show? That's interesting. I don't know. That's a tough one. It's a tough one to see if they ever would do it. I mean, Friends, I think, was a really cool reunion show for people that got to see that with HBO. Seinfeld's a different beast, though, And I think people hated the way Seinfeld went out, but I think when you go watch it over and over again, the end of it, it makes sense to go the way it did. I liked it. Ghostbuster Blacklight. Ooh, that'd be interesting. Yep, starting to open up again. Yeah, movie theaters starting to open up around us. I think for us here in Pennsylvania, they've said either June 28th, either we hit 70% vaccination, or June 28th and masks are done. So I know schools have already said for the fall, masks are not mandatory anymore. So, I mean, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. All right. Are you guys ready for our special guest? He is backstage. Again, if you've not followed, check him out. Dark Parlor Originals. You've seen a lot of people open it up, from me to Clint at Franchise Kicks, and dating back years. I mean, we're talking when he had the mystery box of the wrestling subscription boxes. We loved it, and then changed up to do the autographs. I remember 2 years ago sitting with Clint in Indianapolis, and we both were right there on the phones on the app to get the Becky Lynch, the Man autograph, which was awesome. And no one was doing her at that time. Mike was the first one at Dark Parlor. So are we ready? Get your questions. Here we go. Dark Parlor Originals, awesome company. Here we go. The man behind Dark Parlor Originals. I bring you Mike from Dark Parlor Originals. What's going on?
Hey, dude, how are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for coming on and joining us.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I'm happy to be here, and thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
It's an honor. It's an honor, really. I mean, I've been a fan of your company back since the wrestling subscription boxes.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, was you really, I mean, Clint at Franchise Kicks turned me on to them, and they were like always top notch. I know they were hard to do for you.
Yeah, man. First of all, I'm surprised that you knew about those boxes, or about those boxes, because that is let me think. That's probably 2 years ago since we stopped doing those. So yeah. I'm impressed that you remember the boxes.
Wait, your last one, it actually was the Hurricane figure, and it was like, oh yeah. Man, he could go with these figures.
Yeah, man. Oh man, those subscription boxes, that was a lot of fun, but it was rough. We did 2.5 years of wrestling subscription boxes, and literally pushed out a brand new box every single month. And looking back on it now and trying to figure out, like, how did I get an autograph every month? How did I get a new shirt design every month? How did we get, a pin design? And just thinking of items every single month, man, it was really, really rough, but it ultimately created the foundation for what is now become Dark Parlor Originals. So I obviously I love doing the boxes, and still to this day I get a lot of people asking me every once in a while, hey, when are you when are you doing those boxes again? And I don't think
I
we're
could
ever
just
gonna do them again,
imagine when
to
you're
be
talking
honest.
T-shirts and pins, and I
Yeah.
mean, you guys came with. I mean, I remember towards the end, I mean, it was like Edge, which was,
Yeah.
back then, not many people were doing Edge or could even get Edge.
Yeah, well, we had been in the wrestling business when we did the last box was Edge. So we had been in the wrestling business for 2.5 years. So over that time frame, you learn and establish a lot of connections and meet new people, and ultimately things like that happen. So we were able to get Edge, and it kind of worked out that we were able to, because one of my fears about ending the box was I didn't want to go out with like a dud. I didn't want
Yeah.
people to think, oh, he's just going to get rid of all the stuff he has laying around on the last box just to clear house. No, we announced that it was our last box, and I wanted to make sure that it was a good box as well. So going out with somebody like Edge, and then of course the custom Hurricane figure as well. I mean, that was pretty cool. So I was happy we were able to end on a good note, as well.
And then, yeah, I mean, you took off really after that. It started slow, and then it just started to start building to what it. I mean, Michael J. Fox. I mean,
I know.
that's insane.
I know, man. It's funny too because um, when we were wrapping up the boxes, in my mind, I was done with, any sort of business venture. I was burned out from doing 2.5 years of those. Like literally, those boxes consumed my life. I worked on them all the time, and I couldn't even like plan vacations. I can only take vacations certain times of the year and plan them around the schedule of the boxes because they went out the same time every month. So, okay, if I get this box out on the 18th, then I can go on vacation on the 19th, but I have to make sure I'm back by this date because I have to start boxing the next. Like they just ruled my life. And so I was completely burned out. I was giving it up. And I said to my wife, I said, I'm really going to miss the autograph aspect of this business. The shirts I can do without, the pins I don't care about so much, but meeting the wrestlers, because when I was growing up, I was a huge wrestling fan. So being able to actually meet all the wrestlers that I watched as a kid, I loved that. I loved that opportunity. And so I told her, I said, I'm going to miss the autograph aspect of the business. And she said, well, why don't you create something new and just do autographs? And ultimately it was her idea, because in my mind I was done. I was going to give it up and I was just going to move on. And it kind of like, I thought about it for a while and I was like, you know what, you have a great point. Like, why do I have to give up the one part that I actually really enjoy doing? And so we've kind of took the ball and ran with it. And now here we are, I think, 2 years later, like you said, Michael J. Fox, I can't believe it. Like, I'm just in awe.
I mean,
Like,
we had the Scream items up, and it was a cast signing by Scream. I'm like, oh my God, this is insane. And then to do inscriptions, it was like, I'm putting in, I remember it was like early April. I'm putting in the order. I'm like, oh, I got to get the 11x14 inscriptions for every single one. Oh my goodness. I thought, man, that nothing could beat that.
Yeah.
And
Is
then
this for the Scream signing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, man, that signing it's definitely the largest signing that we've ever done. We're literally working with 4 different actors. 3 of them are signing the same day. So there's really like no breaks. And then on top of that, I got crazy and we're not really offering pops for that signing because we all know the Ghostface pop is vaulted and there's so many fakes out there. And they're like, I think the value of that pop right now is like $100. So in order for me to obtain a substantial amount, would have been very difficult to do. But I don't want to lose an opportunity because we don't have a certain item. So we said, all right, well, we won't do pops. What else can we do? So we did posters and photos and 11x14s and even vinyl records. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I didn't even really know there was a vinyl record. And then somebody asked me, hey, are you going to have
the
vinyl records?
Too. I mean, oh, I thought
the masks, yeah.
That was
and
awesome.
So we just ran with that, and it's become probably the most complicated and the most intricate signing that we're going to do. It's taken me like literally all week to prep for that signing. So yeah, it's been a lot of work, and I'll be happy when it's over. But it's insane. It's
Oh
insane.
my,
We're
yeah.
offering 4 actors from the same movie on the same item. Another great opportunity. So we're very happy to do that and very excited about it as well.
And I think here we have a question with that. Can we still get the Scream signing?
So kind of how we operate our business, we do a lot of pre-sales. So if you checked out our website a few weeks ago, you would have seen the screen items, and I'm assuming the person that asked that question likely did that. So we generally get signed what we need signed, so we don't end up with like a whole lot of extra overstock, but we do get extra items signed. So once we get back from the signing and we kind of go through everything and get all the pre-sale orders out, anything extra that we have will then be available on the website. We're not doing a whole lot of extra items for the cast members individually. Like I think we might have a few extra masks for Skeet or for Nev. Um, Most of our overstock inventory will be like cast pieces, like posters and vinyl records and screen masks, the ghost face mask. So to answer your question, there will be extra items, but it won't be a whole lot once they become available.
Here we got another one for you, Mike. Let's see. What is the driving factor today in deciding who you go after to sign autographs?
Oh man, that's a good question.
That's a good question.
Yeah, it is.
You've done a great job getting. I mean, even from 2 years. I mean, I remember when you offered Becky Lynch, the man.
Yeah.
And when she was at like the peak, and
Right.
no one was doing her.
Well, so a lot of to answer that question, a lot of different variables go into the decision making process. Obviously, inventory is the first thing. If we're going to do a signing, can I actually get inventory? And of course, Funko is our pops are our biggest seller, and so of course we need to start looking at what's coming out in the future, and then what's readily or still available that's not vaulted. So, going back and forth on that, and then I wish I had a speed dial for every single actor out there, but I don't. So then I have to look at who can I actually get a signing with. What resources and networking abilities do I have that if we can get the pop, can we actually get the celebrity to sign? So those are kind of the two key things that go into that. And then the third thing is, a lot of the signings that we do are things that I'm passionate about. Of course, wrestling. You mentioned Becky Lynch. We've worked with The Undertaker now 3 times, which he's fantastic to work with.
Awesome. Yep.
We recently worked with Ric Flair. So all these different legends, those are, again, these are people I watched when I grew up. So I have like a little bit of a desire to work with them because they're my childhood heroes. And I'm a huge Back to the Future fan. So working with Christopher Lloyd, and then of course Michael J. Fox, The Office. I love The Office. So of course we've worked with Brian Baumgartner a few times, Angela from The Office, and we've got more Office things coming up as well. So, third on the list is things that that I enjoy and that I can relate to. Of course, Halloween. I love Halloween. We're working with Nick Castle, the original Michael Myers as well. So that's kind of like a mixture of all the different things that go into it. I wish I could get every single actor out there, but unfortunately, when it's a new contact for me, there is a lot of work that goes into establishing that and trying to figure out how do I know I want to work with this person. How do I get there? That kind of thing. So, it's only been 2 years, so we still got a lot of learning to do.
The Office you're really rolling with The Office. I mean, you're getting people. I mean, it's almost sooner or later you'll be able to get them all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we've definitely got some really cool stuff coming up. But Brian Baumgartner, Kevin from The Office, we've worked with him a couple of times and absolutely love Brian. He is very easy to work with. One of my favorite celebrities that we've dealt with, and he's so funny. So, I mean, honestly, I've not worked with a difficult celebrity or anybody that's been complicated. Everybody that we've ever worked with or dealt with has been absolutely amazing. But Brian's just, I don't know, he's just a little special. Brian's my guy. So
Here we got two boys and their pops. Want to just tell you they purchased the Robert Englund and loved it. Was very, very happy with it.
Awesome. Two boys and their pops. Thank you very much. Robert, Robert's a very cool guy as well. If you ever, I don't know if you have ever met Robert before, but if you ever get the chance to meet him, definitely do that. But I'm glad you guys were able to snag a pop, and thank you very much for picking one up. I appreciate it. I'm happy to hear that you're happy with it as well.
Here's one. Is entry. Would you ever possibly offer signed Funko sodas? Interesting.
That's an avenue that I haven't considered, to be honest. But I think that would be a little bit difficult to because we have to transport. A lot of our signings are not local. We're based in Orlando, so we do a lot of traveling, and so trying to get that kind of product to the destination for the signing would be a bit challenging. So, but you can never say never.
How about so tell me about the idea for these, because these have really been so popular.
Oh God, yeah, they're so popular.
I mean, people love them. I mean, when you first put it in, I can't remember which one it was. It was like, oh my God, it was awesome.
What was the first one we did?
I remember it was Naomi was about a little over a year ago, and I know Naomi had one. I can't remember, it was one right before Naomi.
I think the first one we did was Hogan.
Okay.
So we did our first signing with Hogan. That one went very well, and we sold out. I think it was in 4 minutes, which was insane. And so the demand, of course, was still there. More people were asking for Hogan, so we said, okay, let's do another one. So we worked out a deal with Hogan to do a second batch, and in between the time of the first Hogan signing and the second Hogan signing, I had this idea of creating basically like a mascot, somebody, kind of like our mascot. His name is the Little Dude. I don't know, like very generic and unoriginal, but just the Little Dude. And so I had this idea that because to kind of like, to take on the convention aspect of the autographed industry, a lot of people do cosplay and they dress up and all that kind of stuff. Yep. So I was like, how about we have this little dude and he dresses up essentially like the characters that we're doing for our autographs. So the first one we did was the little dude dressed like Hulk Hogan. And that's basically how it started. It was just an idea that I had, and there's an artist that I love using. He's fantastic, very, very talented guy, and very easy to work with. And so I basically pitched my idea to him, and I just tell him now like who I'm working with, and he runs with it, and he designs them, and he does a fantastic job. I love them. I get excited when he sends over the artwork for me to approve, and I get really excited to check it out too. So that's essentially how they started. It was just an idea I had one day, and they've grown so much. And now if I forget to put one in the package, I will get an email from somebody asking me, hey, where's my sticker at? And so now we're kind of tweaking our process a little bit when we're shipping to make sure that we don't miss the stickers anymore, because they are so hot. And actually in a few cases, we've even had them autographed by the celebrity that we're working with, and we'll throw them in as like freebies, depending on if we have the sticker available or not. So, but if you look at that one that you have there with Angela, that's a great one to look at, because we were wondering, how are we going to do that? So that line across the top, essentially right above the eyebrows, that's kind of like a hair piece. I get some people asking, what is that line? That's like a wig / hair piece. And I think it's designed to kind of emphasize, to show that it's supposed to be kind of like a hat.
Yeah.
And then, of course, if you look at the legs, they're hairy, which I'm sure Angela does not actually have hairy legs, but our little dude is a guy, so he's got hairy legs. So, then of course the cat is confused at what he's looking at. So I thought that one was kind of funny.
That one was a good one. Yeah. And then, I mean, before you would do these certs yourselves, and now, I mean, you're all the way to JSA, and you put in the cool little cards for people that haven't seen. I have one here. This is one I had to get. I love this one. And then the inscriptions is awesome, but I love how you do the new cards, and you put how many signed, and you put some pictures from it. I think it's awesome.
We had a lot of the things that we do come from our customers and things that they ask for. And we were doing our own COAs, um, which was working out fine for us. Of course, it didn't hurt business or anything like that, and it was fine. And every COA card had a picture from the signing, and we launched the website. We put all the numbers up on the website. But as time went on, and I understood the autograph business a little bit more, I started to think to myself, a lot of these purchases that you guys are making, they are essentially investments. I know now you're collecting them and you like to have it on display, and it's your favorite actors and celebrities and stuff like that. But as time goes on, if you decide, what, I want to get rid of my collection, or for whatever reason you decide you want to get rid of some of your stuff, which happens a lot, it's better for you in the long run to have a more established third-party authentication. And that's why they, a lot of these autograph authentication companies offer basic and they offer witnessed. And I'm sure you know the difference, but we will bring in, whenever possible, we will bring in JSA to the signing to make sure that you have a witnessed authentication on your pop. And the reason is so that in 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, if you decide you want to sell your item, you're going to have a better chance of selling it to somebody else, to another collector, if it's got a JSA witnessed authentication versus a Dark Parlor Originals certification. So that's ultimately the reason why we made that decision. It wasn't, business was doing really well. We probably could have kept doing our own COA and it wouldn't have given us any problems. But I just thought, for my customers, I don't know if they realize this, but I'm doing them a favor now. In the long run, you're going to be able to sell your stuff, if you decide to sell it, better, and probably get more money for it as well. It protects your investment essentially if it's got a JSA or a Beckett or something along those lines. Yep. And I prefer witnessed over a basic cert, just because that states that third party, the third party authenticator was there. They witnessed that signature. They have no sort of affiliation to me or Dark Parlor Originals, and they're putting their stamp of approval on it. Like, this is authentic. So that's why we made that change. And it's been a very positive change. And, and then the card thing, we were getting people asking, hey, can you put, I think it was like stickers on the front or stickers on the side with how many pieces you did. And I didn't really want to put more stickers on something that's already got a lot of stickers on it. So to kind of give that extra layer of service, we decided to create this postcard. So it tells you how many pieces were signed for people that like to know that information. But then it also has pictures from the signing. So when we got rid of our COA card to go to JSA, the one thing that people didn't like was that the picture was gone from the COA card, because JSA cards, they don't have pictures on them, and ours had pictures. So to kind of, keep that going, we included pictures on the postcards, and then we threw in the number of pieces that we were getting signed as well, just because some collectors like to know that information, and I guess it makes their item a little more special. So
I've seen people love to see the photos of and you do a great job on Instagram posting up a lot of the photos from the signings.
Yeah, I love Instagram.
Here's one for you. If you could get anyone to do a signing, who would it be? Now I have one. I've asked you this, and I know it's a tough one to do. And I remember he had a pop a while ago. So for me, it was always one I would love to see, the Fiend. And I know he's tough. He doesn't do a lot, and the pop was tough because it was, I think it was an Amazon exclusive back then.
Right. No, Bray Wyatt is definitely on my list. I have worked with Bray before when we did the subscription boxes. So, but a second signing with Bray, if I could choose today, that would definitely be one of my first guys. It was always the Undertaker for me, and now I've kind of worked with him 3 times, and so I felt like I accomplished that goal, and so that was amazing. If I had somebody today that I would really like to work with, man, that's a tough question. because it's always been like Back to the Future cast, you know, so Michael J. Fox is on there, and that's happening as well. Probably, and I can never say his last name right. Brad Dourif, I think that's how you say it. Dourif, the voice of Chucky, right?
Ooh, okay.
He's been in a few other movies as well, but everybody knows him, or a lot of people, especially the horror community, knows him as the voice of Chucky. He's one guy that I would love to work with and do a round of Chucky pops, and he's very hard to obtain. But yeah, that if I was to do something, you know, with somebody in the horror market, that would probably be the guy that I would like to go for. In the wrestling market, it would probably have to be right now Steve Austin. And if we were to go like more pop culture, then I would love to work with Steve Carell from The Office.
Man.
That would be like my, you know, that would probably be on like.
If you pull off Michael J. Fox, I believe in the future you definitely could pull off Steve Carell.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because I remember it's been a couple of years now. I think it was about 3 years ago, and Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd came to Orlando for MegaCon, and I went to MegaCon. I'm not a big convention guy. I don't really like going to the conventions.
No.
But I went to this one because I thought about trying to meet Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd and getting their autographs. And because they were the only people on the list that I really, at that particular convention, I wanted to meet. So I went into the convention. Of course, the autograph prices, I think, were like $100 for, I think Christopher Lloyd was $100. I don't remember what Michael J. Fox was, but I'm sure he was more than that.
Yeah.
There was like a 5-hour wait to meet them. And I was like, oh my God. So I didn't go, and I was so bummed out that day. And a buddy of mine who is in the autograph business told me that he was going to get some pops signed by those guys after the event. And I was like so jealous. I was like, oh, that is so freaking cool that you're going to get some autographs from them. And I even remember like asking him, can I buy one from you? And he's like, well, I'm only getting a couple or whatever. So anyways, I just remember leaving that day. I was so like deflated. I didn't get to meet them, and my buddy was doing an autograph signing with them, and I was a little jealous. Oh my God, I can't believe it. And then fast forward 3 years later, here we are. We've worked with Christopher, and we're working with him again, and now we're working with Michael J. Fox. And it humbles me so much. It just makes me feel so good that I have this opportunity, and I'm so excited. And to come from being in that position where I wish I had the chance to meet them and not being able to, and now we're actually working with them and actually being able to get their autograph for our customers, it makes me feel really good. And you know, I don't take any of it for granted, you know, and it just it's awesome, man. It's an awesome feeling. So I feel really good about it, and I'm so excited that we're actually able to accomplish those goals, you know.
You have some people excited if somehow you can get Steve Carell. I know Grown Kids, I think, sent a 2-pack, and they'd love to get their Scranton Boys 2-pack finished. And Carell's tough. I mean, he doesn't do much that you see out there.
Yeah. Steve Carell doesn't do a whole lot, but I would love to get that Scranton 2-pack signed for you guys. Absolutely. Steve's definitely on my list, man. I love The Office, and I love Michael Scott.
Oh, yeah.
He's a hot mess, but I love him.
Yeah, he's awesome. Here you got King Bob. Thank you so much for Michael J. Fox signing, plus taking the shop pay so I can afford him.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and lie. I understand those prices are high for Christopher Lloyd, for Michael J. Fox.
That's the way he is.
That's the going rate, right? Yeah. I mean, that's the value in his autograph, and because of his Parkinson's, he's limited to the number of, you know, to autographs he can sign. So, and he doesn't do a whole lot of private signings. So there's a whole lot that goes into that. And I understand, like, I see both sides of it. I understand his rate, and I feel like it's, you know, for him, it's a fair rate. But I also see the other side where not everybody has that kind of money to throw down on an autograph. You know what I mean? And I'm not even sure if I would do it. So, but the shop pay is a great opportunity to give people the chance to be able to obtain this autograph. And it's 4 equal payments over, I think it's every 2 weeks you make a payment. So, you know, for people out there that might really, really want the autograph but not able to get it because of the price, and I understand that. The shop pay does open up that opportunity to make it a little more affordable for people. So I think it's great. When I got the email that said you can add this, to your store from Shopify, I threw it up immediately. I was like, this is a great tool to give collectors the chance to make their autographs a little more affordable and get some of those holy grails that they've been wanting at an affordable rate by splitting up the payment. So I'm glad you guys are taking advantage of that shop pay.
I think you were the only one I've ever seen offer like an inscription from Michael J. Fox. I've never seen him do it, and it's expensive. And I would think that he would tack on, but the ability to do it is something you don't see.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. Mike. So previous private signings that he's done, he's never ever offered inscriptions. And this one he's doing, he's offering Marty, which, 5 words, Marty, really? But come on, guys. He has Parkinson's. He's got, it's very difficult for him to do these kind of things. So the fact that he's taking the time out of his day to do something like that, I think it's a great opportunity. So I guess it depends on how you look at it. But this is the first signing that he's done where he's offered a little extra outside of his autograph. So I think it's a fantastic opportunity.
Great opportunity for people. I mean, that makes it the collectible that much better, guys, to have.
I think so.
You don't see it. It's not out there. I mean, it's expensive, but
right.
It's Michael J. Fox. It's his going rate. It's what he charges.
I think
it is what it is.
I think a lot of times with rate and pricing, and I think about this a lot, people automatically, assume, that's too expensive and they just want the money and it's greedy and this and that. And I can understand that. But I think a lot of times the prices are set at a higher scale to manage the demand, if that makes sense. If Michael J. Fox charged $50 for an autograph, we would get so many orders, right? We would literally have thousands of orders that it would probably be impossible for him to actually achieve the goal of signing all of these signatures. So if the Marty inscription was an extra $10, one, it takes away the special nature of the inscription, right? Because it's never been done before. But two, if it was a $10 inscription, everybody would do it because it is special. And then at the end of the day, it would probably get sloppy or he wouldn't actually be able to finish them all. So I think a lot of times the price is put in place to help control the flow of what his capabilities are. And so that we get a certain amount in and we make it special, but at the same time, it's not overwhelming for him as well, if that makes sense.
And he has Parkinson's, guys. To sign autographs, I'm sure it's tough for him. I'm sure it is.
Yeah, the same thing happens with The Undertaker. When we go to The Undertaker signings, he has so much stuff to sign, literally thousands of items, and his autographs over $200. Yeah. I mean, could you imagine if his autograph was $50? We'd probably still be there.
I give it a beautiful autograph.
Right.
His autograph is really, really nice.
It is. He has a very unique autograph. His signature is fantastic. And he sits there. It's like when he's signing, he has such a nice flow and he does it just over and over. And every single one of his signatures, they look, of course, they're not all identical because he's doing so many of them, but they all look so good. I mean, he's got it down to an art. It looks really good. And I think in the wrestling business, the autograph is a lost art. I mean, I don't think the current superstars put as much effort into their signature as the old timers. I mean, Ric Flair's signature looks amazing. Yeah. Undertaker's signature is amazing. Even Jerry Lawler, he's probably got one of the best autographs in the business. He's such a
Which is another one you have coming up.
Yes, we've got Jerry Lawler coming up. I'm so excited about that one as well because when I was a kid, Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler, man, they were the voice of Raw, and you never knew what was going to come out of that guy's mouth, man. And so, again, as a kid watching wrestling and hearing him on TV every week, and now we're working with him, it's awesome, man. I get so excited.
I know I saw a previous question. What pens are best to use? And I would think it's paint pen, but I'll let the experts say?
That's a good question as well. When we started, we were using Sharpie for all of our signings, which a lot of people don't like Sharpie. Um, and they suggested Deco. So we started using Deco, but over the year we've learned, at least in my opinion, certain colors are better on certain pen or on certain brands. So if we're doing a signing, for the most part, we use Deco. Yellows, whites, blues are usually Deco. But if we're ever doing anything with an orange or a red, I like to use Sharpie because, in my opinion, the Sharpie orange and the red looks better than the orange. Pink, maybe it's kind of like the red family, but pink, orange, and red all and Sharpies are better in my opinion than the Decos. So it just depends on the signing that we're doing, but Decos are great, especially when you're signing like literally hundreds of autographs nonstop. You kind of need like a workhorse pen.
Yeah.
I know there's other brands out there that people take to conventions with them that are not Deco or Sharpie, that they prefer to use, but I've tried some of those other brands and they don't really work for us for what we're doing. There's one that begins with an M, Molto or something like that. I think it's like a German company. Those look amazing, but if you ever get anything signed with that pen, again, I think it's like Molto, or I'm sure somebody's laughing at me right now because I'm butchering the name, but if you sign something with that pen, you can literally take your nail and scratch it and it comes right off.
Ooh.
So when we're signing all these autographs and, transporting them, we can't have pens that scratch. So Decos and Sharpies are what work best for us, but there are other brands out there that look a little bit better, but they wouldn't work for our situation, but they would work if you go to a convention or something like that. But yeah, I would never recommend like a Sharpie, like a permanent marker for a figure. On the plastic, paint pens are the way to go.
I think people may not know this. When you travel, you really have to take every Funko Pop and break it down.
Yeah.
To travel with it. So people may think he doesn't travel. I mean, literally, guys, that's work in itself to unbox them all, take the figures out, the inserts, fold them down.
Yes, it's a lot of work. I mean, I love doing it. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy to do it, but I think that's like when we do a signing and we post pictures and we're like, okay, these are going to ship in 2 weeks. We're like, why is it going to take 2 weeks? They're signed now. Like, shouldn't they be shipping out tomorrow? Like, yeah, one, I'm still in LA or New York or wherever I am. I have to still get home. And then two, I have to put all these back in. I have to put all these toys back in the boxes, and then they have to go and protect theirs with COA cards. And don't forget the stickers and the postcards and all that other fun stuff. So that's why it takes 2 weeks. And then when we get back from LA, I'm always exhausted. Like I'm just completely done, so I need like a day to like just not do anything, clear my mind and then get ready for the week to start getting all this stuff out to everybody.
And Nadia saying her dream would be to meet the Undertaker. I know you have quite the Undertaker. I remember from a couple Instagram videos, you have quite the Undertaker collection. You have some pretty nice pieces yourself.
I do. When I was a kid, Undertaker was my absolute favorite wrestler. I absolutely loved him. I mean, I still do. But the character of the Undertaker, I grew up in the Attitude Era, the Ministry of Darkness, and then soon after that was the biker guy. He's fantastic. And so my first time meeting the Undertaker was at another convention. Again, I don't really like going to the conventions, but he doesn't do a whole lot of public appearances. I think he's starting to do more. I'm sure after COVID he'll be out and about. So I think the person Nadia had just mentioned, she'd love to meet him. So I'm sure you'll hopefully get that opportunity soon. But the first time I met the Undertaker was at a convention in New York. And I actually flew to New York and I live in Orlando, but I flew there because, again, he didn't do a whole lot of signings. So I went, and it was an absolutely horrible experience because this particular convention, I don't even know if they're still around, but it was their first one, and they had the Undertaker, and they had sold more. I had to buy a VIP ticket. They had sold more VIP tickets than regular admission tickets, right? And this is December in New York, and I was there with my wife, and we were standing outside in the freezing cold, this long line of VIPs trying to get in to meet the Undertaker, while the general admission line was empty because everybody had already gotten inside. I was so upset. And so when we got in there, finally, after a couple of hours, I mean, it was hours. It was probably like a good 3 hours. When we finally got in there, thankfully, the Undertaker had agreed to stay and stick around and meet everybody. But it was like literally in and out, in and out. So I walked up to him. I got my picture taken. And then I didn't even get, like, we didn't really get to speak to each other. It was just like, up, take your picture and go, because they needed to get the line going. And then we had to wait like another 2 hours for the autograph portion. So we took our photo, and then you had to wait. And then so I got I have an Attitude Era belt up on my wall. I got that signed by him. So he signed that for me. But again, it was just like a long line of people, like you couldn't even really stop moving. You were kind of like a slow shuffle in front of the table. And as you were shuffling forward, he signed your stuff, you know. That was the first time I met him, and that was rough. That was a horribly planned convention. I know there's a lot more, there's a lot better conventions out there than that one, but yes, if you ever get the chance to meet the Undertaker, I highly recommend it. He's a really nice guy, really a lot of fun.
I bet. And Bret Hart, I got to meet Bret once in New York, and Bret was tremendous.
Yeah,
tremendous.
Yeah, I'll tell you a funny story about Bret. We worked with him up in San Francisco, and I'm trying to think. So we had done a couple months before that some Shawn Michaels pops.
Yep.
And we were working with Bret. So Bret was there signing, and he did a fantastic job. Every single signature looked flawless. Every single signature has to have 4 dots for his kid. And so as he was signing away, I said to him, and I was like kind of leaned in, and I was like, "Hey, Bret, you know," I said, "you sold more pops than Shawn Michaels did." And he kind of stopped, and he looked at me, and he gave me a smirk, and he goes, "Was there any doubt?" I thought it was pretty funny.
Because I mean, back in that Attitude Era, back then, I mean, that was, I think, a real serious thing. That Montreal screw job. That was,
yeah,
they really had issues with each other.
Yeah, and I truly believe that up until, what was it, like 2010 or something, it was around that time where Bret kind of came back. It might have been before that. I'm not sure the exact date, but he came back and did the whole Hall of Fame thing, and then I think soon after that, maybe it might have been a little bit after that, him and Shawn met in the ring and they hugged it out. I really, truly believe up until that point, Bret had a lot of animosity towards Vince McMahon and towards Shawn Michaels too. So I know that there's always been a little bit of a rivalry there between the two of them. But at this point, I think that was all in the past. But he did get a kick out of that.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Here we got Nadia asking, how are you able to do a collab with artist
Nolanium?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Nolanium, how did I start working with him? Okay. So when we were doing the subscription boxes, the wrestling subscription boxes a couple years ago, one of the items we would include would be artwork occasionally. And I found him on Instagram, and I absolutely love his artwork. He's a tremendous talent. I wish I could design and draw things like him, and it's just, he's amazing. And so I would buy artwork from him to include in our boxes. And then I think it was like 2018, we had a convention here in Orlando. It was a wrestling convention that we put on, and our guests, we had a bunch of wrestlers here, but our main guests were Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and Eric Bischoff. So I had the idea of having Millennium design artwork for the convention to use for signatures, for Scott Hall and Kevin Nash to sign. So at that convention, Eric Bischoff was there, and Eric Bischoff saw the artwork, and he absolutely loved it. And I think ultimately that may have, I'm not sure, but it may have got him some other deals with Hulk and the NWO and things like that. So he's amazing, just an amazing talent. And I've worked with him for years. And now that we're doing, we do wrestling stuff as well, but we're also doing this other pop culture horror stuff where we're using him for some new designs for like these comic book prints that we do. They're limited edition, and it's exclusive for us, and it's a little different and unique. So he designs those for us, and we use those for our signings as well. But I absolutely love working with Millennium.
Yeah, that's another thing that you brought in with those comic books. I want to say maybe it was it Hall and Nash was the first one that you did, which
yeah,
that was an awesome one.
We did a virtual signing with Kevin Nash, and we had him design the first cover for that, and they did really, really well. And then the first non-wrestler, the actor that we did was Nick Castle, Michael Myers, and those sold out almost immediately. So we just started doing more of those prints, and so we've been doing those. We've been doing them. We don't do them with every actor, but we'll do them with select actors.
And just finished up Ralph Macchio. I know a couple of those hitting your website. How was what was he like to deal with?
Oh, Ralph. What day did we? I don't even know what date it is today. It's Sunday, right? So Ralph, I think we worked with him on Wednesday, so it just passed up in New York. Ralph, I mean, he's a really, really nice guy. We had a lot of fun
it surprises me. I mean, looking back in the '80s, but it surprised me how old he is. When I looked it up, I think recently how old he was, I was surprised.
Yeah, well, he's got to be.
He's probably, like mid 50s.
Yeah, he's got because I think he was around 21 when he did the Karate Kid. Yeah. That was in the 80s. So yeah, he's got to be around 50 now. So yeah, but he doesn't look it. I don't think he does, anyways. Yeah, and he was awesome, very easy to work with, and we had some fun with him as well. But he did a ton of pops for us, and those are on the website now. If you're looking for a Ralph Macchio signed Daniel LaRusso pop.
And a William Zabka coming up soon. You guys can pre-order that one. That's another, a great sort of like the combo.
Yeah, man. We've been in talks for doing these signings now for a couple of months, and then they both kind of just fell in our lap, like literally 2 weeks apart. And so, of course, I'm very happy to do it, and I'm excited and looking forward to it. But the prep work that goes into those signings is just insane. Because like you said, we got to take all those pops out. So it's like, we're all like, yeah, and they're like, oh, wait a minute. You got to start getting to work,
I just can't believe, you guys do a great job to be able to unbox. For people that love the pops and collect, the big thing is always to be able to unbox it and still get good boxes out of it so you're not messing up. You and your wife have got to be experts at that now.
We've gotten better at it. I think when we first started, it was a little rocky. We didn't really know how, we understood pops were collectibles, of course, but we didn't understand how important those boxes were really. We knew they were important, but we didn't realize they were probably a little bit more important than we thought. And so over the years, we've established and we've tried new things. And now there's people out there that will not buy from us just because of the fact that they know that it's been taken out of the box. It doesn't matter if I show them the box. They might not even be able to tell that it's been taken out of the box in most cases, but because they know that it has, they won't buy it, which I understand and I respect that because, it's a collectible thing and I understand. But then, the next level or people that are like, it's okay that if it's been taken out, because when I get it, it doesn't look like it's been taken out. So nobody really knows that it's been taken out, but we've changed our process on how we remove the boxes. And a lot of that feedback came from our customers. And it's to the point now where we won't even put our thumb in and pull out the lid. We have to sit there with a knife or something. And we slowly pry the top open. So there's absolutely no creases. Not because I used to think okay, well, if I put my thumb in there and pick it out, they're
Yeah.
not going to really care because that crease is kind of like in the inside.
Oh,
And
they
it's
care.
not really that bad, you know, unless you go looking for it, you're not going to see it. And then somebody was like, yeah, I don't like that. So I was like, okay, well, let's do it this way. So now we've like started prying them open. So now there's no creases there either, you know? So we do put a lot of time and effort into it because we know how important they are. It's just almost impossible to ship. If it was like 10 pops, sure, it's not really a big deal. But to ship the quantities that we're doing to other parts of the country, it's impossible to keep them in the boxes. So that's why when you buy a pop from us, it even says it on the website. These pops were removed from their boxes. Like you know, just so you're like full disclosure, you guys know that. But yeah, we put a lot of time and effort into it. We take very good care of them, getting them to the signing, at the signing, and then on the way back as well. So yeah, it's important. I know it is.
Let's see. I saw some. Here we go from Two Boys. If a celebrity is hard to obtain, like Vince McMahon, wow, that's a tough one. Does that motivate you more to try to acquire, or do you just gravitate towards the celebs who are easier to work with?
Um,
I don't know if I've ever seen Vince McMahon autographs. I'm sure they're out there, but
yeah, they're out there, but most people that obtain those autographs, they have to like catch him at the airport or catch him at a hotel, or you know, Vince McMahon is more than likely never going to sit down for an autograph signing, whether it's public or in a private signing like what we do, or at a convention or anything like that. I mean, he's just way too busy and he has way too much money to even have to do that. But there are a lot of celebrities out there that don't like doing conventions. Some of them don't like doing conventions, but they'll do a private signing because it takes, maybe 2 hours and they're done. And then there's some that don't even like doing the private signings. I mean, they're not a lot of fun really for the celebrity, at least, to sit there and sign their name 500 times. There's not a whole lot of glitz and glamour there, but to answer that question, I don't think I choose who I want to work with based on their ability or my ability to obtain them. Like if somebody's like, oh, this person never does an autograph, so that's somebody I have to have. That doesn't really go through my mind. I kind of just look at the opportunities that that come up to me and the people I know I can get. And then if I can go to somebody else from that connection or work with somebody else through this, I guess that's how I do it. I mean, I've seen some other autograph companies work with like these huge names that are like $600-700 for an autograph. I don't even know if I want to do that, because if you're paying $600 or $700 for an autograph, you are expecting it to be flawless, and that's that would be a lot of pressure.
I know what
make sure that everything is amazing.
Words in that realm of how much that would cost, and that's a tough one.
I don't think I really have a desire to specifically go after people that don't typically sign or they're hard to get. I guess I just, again, to kind of go back on what I was saying before, if the product's available, if it's somebody I don't necessarily know at that point in time if I can get them, but I think there's a chance. If I know, okay, if I call this person or I send this email to this person, that might, then I would do that. I would go down that route.
And speaking of WWE, there's another one. I know Bray's tough, and I don't think Bray's on at least a new Funko list, but Asuka would be. I know Asuka has a pop coming out. She would be one that would be interesting.
Yeah, Asuka would be a great one. I know there's some new WWE ones coming out. I forget off the top of my head. I know Asuka's one, and she's in the same line with Jerry.
Yep.
Jerry Lawler, and then I think it was like the Street Profits or something, and then there's a few coming out that are pretty good. I know there's a few out now like Edge and Drew McIntyre and Otis. We have Otis on our website, but
he's a cool one.
Yeah,
I wish they did a little more with him with the briefcase than what they did, but that's WWE.
They built him up, and for a minute there, he was over, man. He was really, really popular, and they had something with him, and then they just lost it. I don't know where it went. They don't know where it went, but they lost it. But he was really popular.
He was. Two Boys, how do you see the future of collectibles and autographs? Do you feel it's gained more popularity over the years compared to the past? That's a good question.
That is a good question.
I think autograph pops, from what I've seen, has just skyrocketed.
Yeah. Autograph pops are definitely the it thing. I know trading cards are up there as well. I think my answer to that, because my answer is I do think they have become more popular, but I do also think my answer is a little tainted because I've been in the autograph market or the autograph business for the last few years. So before I got into the autograph market, autographs may have been equally as popular, but for me personally, they were new. So, it's kind of hard to say, but I know autographs have been a thing for years. I mean, baseball, sporting events, all that kind of stuff. I mean, an autograph is such a cool thing to have that somebody actually wrote their name on a piece of memorabilia or whatever that is. So I know they've always been really popular, but I don't know, maybe because I don't think conventions have been around really that long, maybe like the last 10 years or so. And then of course the new collectibles like Pops, I'm sure they all drive the market as well. So yeah, there probably are a lot more popular these days than 20, 30 years ago. But I think the market's always definitely been there.
So how about what's like the one person or the one autograph you get the most requests for? Is there someone that people this is the one person you just get so many requests, man, I would love to have this one?
You know what? I think it depends on actually definitely one of the most like top 3 ones I used to get requests for all the time was Michael J. Fox. That was one that I would get requests about all the time. I think the market is impacted by what's going on in everyday life. So Daniel LaRusso autographs or Ralph Macchio autographs are probably more sought after now than maybe 10 years ago because Cobra Kai wasn't a thing. People still wanted his autograph because he was the Karate Kid and it was such an iconic movie, and he did other things as well, and so I'm sure everybody wanted his autograph, but now the demand for his autograph has probably gone up because of Cobra Kai. So I think depending on what's going on, what the it thing is at the moment, that drives that. But then you're always going to have the classics like the Back to the Futures of the world where people want the Michael J. Fox or the Christopher Lloyd just because of how iconic their roles were in those movies, and of course how iconic those actors are. So I think it's a variable, of how things go. And I think honestly, when it comes to WWE, storylines have a lot to do with that as well. Like if Otis was popular now, we probably would have sold out of his Pops. But now that he's not as popular, people don't necessarily want his autograph as much. Now, if Otis became hot again next week, we might see an increase in sales. So in WWE's world, I do think that storyline actually drives the popularity of the autograph for that particular wrestler. But then, of course, again, you've got the legends, the Hulk Hogans, the Ric Flairs, the Undertakers, the Steve Austins. They're always going to want their autographs. But it's the flavor of the week.
And Austin, I think Austin must have done some signing because you're seeing him out in the market with a couple other companies. So he must have done a big one with someone. But I know he was a tough one that he didn't do too many type of events like that.
Yeah, no, yeah, he really. I think he did like a WrestleCon a couple of years ago. He is. It looks like he's done a couple of privates. So we've got our name in the hat. Hopefully, we get something out of that. But yeah, so Steve's another hard one to get.
Oh yeah. No. And he's like the Undertaker. He's not cheap.
Right.
He's quite
the Undertaker and Steve Austin, and I would assume that they don't really need money, so they're not signing autographs for the money. And I'm sure it's probably not their favorite thing to do. So if you don't need the money and you don't really like doing it, that usually equals out to I'll do it occasionally, but when you see other wrestlers out there kind of like every week, that they're doing it because they need the funds, would be my guess.
Oh, for sure. So, how about being a wrestling fan? What's your take on AEW? Do you like AEW? What's your thoughts? Being a
You know, I think for an overall industry, it's good to have competition. You know, WWE did really well for a couple of years after WCW kind of went away, and they once they bought WCW, you know, there was a few years after that where WWE was doing really well, and then it just kind of like fell off for me. And I would say maybe the last 10 to 15 years of wrestling, at least WWE, I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like it used to be.
not like
You know,
it's not the
it's
same as the
different.
Attitude Era. Yeah.
So I think a lot of that has to do with their competition. If WCW didn't exist, because think about WWF before WCW, like it was the comic book characters,
Yep.
the Ultimate Warriors, and the Trash Guys, or the Isaac Yankums, or the Repo Man,
Oh my
you
goodness. Yeah.
know. And then Eric Bischoff came in and said, well, we're not going to do any of that hokey stuff. We're going to make it real and make people question, is this real or is this fake? And they got rid of all these silly names and they started calling him Kevin Nash, and Hulk Hogan, and Scott Hall, and made it real. And so that forced the WWF to change how they did things. And to their credit, they took the ball and they ran with it, and they hit new heights. They had ratings that they haven't even been able to touch since then.
Nope.
That's all because of competition.
Nope.
And is that what's going to happen with AEW? I'm not sure if that's what's going to happen, because I'm sure WWE learned a lot of lessons, from their time with WCW and how they structure their contracts and the talent, and maybe not creating superstars that are bigger than the WWE, because a lot of the WWE wrestlers back in the day, the Steve Austins and the Rocks of the world, they became bigger than wrestling. They became bigger than the WWE. Today, the stars of the WWE are not bigger than the WWE. Once they go out of the WWE, what's going to happen to them? You know what I mean?
Cena probably was the last one we may never see anytime soon.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Roman's there, but I think they really control Roman pretty well. It's not quite like Cena, where Cena basically called his shots, and I'm getting this amount of money from shirts and merchandise, and I don't think you're going to see that.
Right. And so for an industry, AEW, in my opinion, I think it's great. It's good. It gives the wrestlers, AEW is not the only wrestling promotion out there. You got TNAs and all the other ones that are out there, but financially, AEW is probably their biggest competitor, because they're backed by the Khan family, and I think they have more money than Vince McMahon does. So financially, they have the support that a lot of the other promotions don't necessarily have. And so that's why they're always kind of regarded as the biggest competitor to the WWE. But you don't want to discredit the other ones either, right? So, but overall, I think it's good. It gives the wrestlers a place to go if the WWE doesn't work out, and you're seeing a lot of that right now with AEW as well. A lot of their talent, they're making their way over to AEW, and I think it's great that they're using them, not necessarily for wrestling, but commentators or announcers or things like that as well. Or producers, backstage roles that we're not seeing them every day.
I know. I was shocked that they dropped Braun Strowman. I don't think they ever used him great, but yeah, that blew me away that they released Braun.
Yeah. Braun and Aleister Black. Again, all the other talents are good too. I don't want to discredit anybody, but Braun was such a shock, and Aleister Black was a shock to me too, because those guys, in my opinion, they're gonna do what they're asked to do, and they're booked how they're booked. That's not their fault. That's the WWE's fault. That's the writers or Vince McMahon for not utilizing them correctly. Whoever you want to put the blame on, but Aleister Black and Braun Strowman, their core talent is phenomenal. They could have done so much with them. Their limitations came from their employer, not from them. Aleister Black, his whole character, he could have been amazing. In NXT, he was amazing. He was. And then he came over to the main roster, and then they just didn't use him like they should have. And so that's so shocking to me that they would let those guys essentially go, and make them free agents. Anybody else can snag them up, but then, like, they fired or they released Selena Vega, and then there was rumors there for a minute that she was coming back, and I don't know if she is or not. And also now they're saying Samoa Joe's coming back to NXT, but he was like just released like 2 weeks ago. So why are they releasing them? And then, like, what, let's bring them back. And then they're releasing people like Braun Strowman and Aleister Black, but then they want to bring back like Eva Marie or whatever her name is. Like, it's not her. Who is it? I don't remember her name, but
yeah, Eva Marie.
I'm sure there's a reason for it, and it's probably a business reason. It's probably got a lot to do with financials, because anything in business
absolutely
essentially boils down to the finances of the whole deal. But it doesn't make sense to the fans.
Absolutely. I'm hoping Funko does AEW eventually, because I would love to do. I love Kenny. I mean, Kenny is just, if you guys love pro wrestling and have never seen Kenny Omega back in New Japan, AEW is good, but New Japan is phenomenal.
Yeah, and I'm sure you have it. Kenny Omega New Japan pop that they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. They did dabble with it. I don't know if maybe they got their wrist slapped or something. I don't know. But
you never know with WWE, they've got enough clout. Maybe they say, nah, you're not going to do this. Just us. You never know.
You never know. But I think like Ringside Collectibles, they have a lot of WWE stuff, and they get exclusives too. They get exclusive figures and stuff. And I believe they're selling AEW merchandise as well. So maybe it's not the WWE.
The figures, I think they're made by a different company than Mattel, but their figures are, I mean, they're hard to get.
Yeah. Or maybe the WWE is locking down the manufacturers. I don't know.
Maybe he's another one, like Asuka, Bray Wyatt, Kenny Omega autograph. I would love to see those signings. That would be insane.
Yeah, because I don't think Kenny does a lot of signings either, right?
I think when you see he's big into his video games, and he likes to go to events like that, and you see him, he'll sign for you, but he's never big. I don't know if he's just never been asked, or they don't do much with him. He doesn't sit down that often that I've seen.
Yeah, and he has a very unique signature too. It's like a symbol kind of looking thing, like Jeff Hardy's.
Yes, which that was an autograph signing. I thought that was awesome. And then one person that didn't sign has quite the reputation of not necessarily being a nice person when it comes to signings. Now he's gonna the RKO, Randy Orton, and you got him a couple different times.
Oh. Randy has a reputation of being a little rough, huh? Well, my experience with Randy,
and he's got a very, very cool autograph.
Yeah, he does. I think I've worked with Randy 3 times. I don't remember now, but he was been that rough persona. We didn't experience that. He was a really, really nice guy.
Yeah, he's an awesome autograph. I was glad I think it was about 2 years ago when you had him.
Yeah, the Randy Orton autograph is very cool.
Yeah.
You look at him again, Undertaker, Jerry, and then you look at like Roman Reigns, and it's like RR.
Yeah.
Dean Ambrose was a DA, and Moxley is probably even an M. I don't know what he just does.
Mox. It's just MOX, just Mox.
Yeah, so. I mean, they like for if you're, I believe if you're at a point in your life that people actually want your autograph, you should probably put a little effort into it, because it might not mean anything to you, but it means something to them. To actually go out of their way to buy your autograph, whether it's through a company like ours, or to go to a convention, or to try to catch you in the street. If somebody's gone out of their way to try to obtain your autograph, it should at least have some effort in it, because that's what's important to them. Yeah,
I don't think Cena is too as much to his autograph either, from what I remember.
Yeah, it's just like JC or something like that. I don't even know. I don't have any John Cena stuff. But yeah, there's not a lot to his autograph either. He's,
Well, guys, it is that time, 11 o'clock. Mike, I'll let you take us out. Thank you for joining us, guys. Dark Parlor Originals. You have an awesome opportunity with Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd to get a dual sign autograph stuff. I'm telling you, if you're a collector, you want to do that. Being a collector that I am, I have a Christopher Lloyd sitting here. I have his pop over here. It is a must-have. And to have that opportunity to do a 2 for autograph on an item, you guys got to take advantage. That's insane. But Mike, I'll let you take us out. Anything you want to say, plug, the floor is yours.
Well, no, I'll say thank you for having me. I appreciate it. You know, the kind of support that that we're getting from you by having me on here. And then of course I was able to share your show on my Instagram, and I hope you got something out of that. So I appreciate the rub and giving me a chance to come on and answer some questions. So thank you very much. As far as plugs and things of that nature, I don't want to give away too much, but I will give you a little bit of an announcement. I'm sure there's a lot of wrestling fans watching. We're going to dabble in the mystery box again. It's not a subscription box per se, but I am working on a wrestling mystery box that will be more than just autographs. I don't want to say too much because it's still a work in progress, but look for an announcement coming soon. If you miss our wrestling subscription boxes, it will be a little more expensive than the $30 box, but it's going to be worth it. We're going to have some really cool autographs in there, and we're working on shirt designs and pins and all that other fun stuff as well. So it's kind of dabbling a little bit back into that, but it's not going to be a monthly thing. It's maybe a one-off thing, but that's going to be coming soon as well. So look out for that. And then of course we've got some WWE stuff on our website, and of course the Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd stuff. And I've got a ton of signings coming up over the next couple of weeks. So there's going to be a lot of new stuff added to our website. So check it out. Thank you guys for the support. If anybody's purchased anything from us, as always, thank you for your business, guys. We really appreciate it. And thanks for having me on.
Mike, thanks for coming, guys. Thank you for coming. Check out Dark Parlor Originals, guys. Get your pre-orders in. Insane stuff. I know a couple of people said they have a bunch of pre-orders. So from Scream to Michael J. Fox to the wrestling, William Zabka coming, Ralph Macchio,
William Shatner. We've even got Shatner.
Oh, even William Shatner. You guys can't beat that. I mean, Star Trek. But guys, thanks for coming to join us. Be well, be safe. I'll see you guys next Sunday for Father's Day. Maybe the little one will join me. You guys want to see him, so maybe he'll come join me. Thank you to Mike and Dark Parlor Originals. Awesome. Check them out. Follow them on Instagram. And be well, be safe, guys. Have a wonderful Sunday.